press the standard bearer of the party wants to have. And this movement follows, the great election that we've been working towards. So he has a point to make to all of you, and it's going to be straight. After that, we will not entertain questions. He walks away, and then please go and do your stories. Thank you very much.
So before you start, let me say, I'll read from my computer and I'll give you, everybody give me a bill of this thing.
What he's saying is that his message will be read from his computer, and he will get media practitioners email addresses and forward his message to be realized, messages and so forth. But as it is right now, we will publish it and comment these shared links and invite others to join us in press Tier 1 State Gongloe, one of the presidential candidates for the presidency. It is right now number 11 the winner the ballots are still being counted, even though the national
Ladies and gentlemen of the press, we call you here today to state our initial position on the preliminary result given by the National Elections Commission on the presidential 2023 presidential and legislative elections. First, we are very grateful to all Liberians who supported us morally and financially, as well as those who voted for us. I want to make specific reference to the various Liberian groups in Liberia, the United States of America, Canada, Europe, Australia, and South Africa, as well as LPP USA, for the tremendous support that we received during the entire electoral process. The 2023 presidential and legislative elections have ended, and the results are being announced by the National Elections Commission. We call this press conference to speak about the result of the presidential election. There were 20 presidential candidates, 19 representing political parties, and 1 an independent candidate. It is important to note that this was historically an important election because this was the first time since 1877 a former ruling party and a current ruling party were participating in a presidential election. In 1877, it was the Republican Party, a current ruling party, and the Cllr Party, a former ruling party. In that election, the Cllr Party won and remained in power until it was overthrown by the military on April 12, 1980. From the results thus far, the Liberian people decided to vote for the current ruling party and the former ruling party. The decision of the Liberian people is not a reflection of the failure of the other parties to campaign. We can say without any fear of contradiction that our party, the Liberian People's Party, campaigned tirelessly across Liberia and explained its 10-point agenda for better Liberia. Our agenda focused on strengthening the rule of law, combating corruption, providing critical life-changing social services, and decentralizing the economy in order to create jobs all over Liberia and expand the revenue base of Liberia. There are 4 critical life-changing social services that the LPP promised to provide the Liberian people in order to change their story for the better. They included the following. 1. Free, quality, and compulsory education for all Liberian children from kindergarten to 12th grade in all public schools, and to heavily subsidized private schools. In the area of education, the LPP promised to provide free adult education and free technical and vocational training centers in the 15 counties for high school dropouts and high school graduates. 2. Improvement of the health system and provision of free health services to pregnant women, children under the age of 5, and Liberians 65 years and above. 3. Mechanization of rice production by distributing rice producing machines among the farmers in the 15 counties on a soft loan basis, and equipping the military with the purpose of enabling it to produce not less than 100 acres of rice in each of the 15 counties of Liberia in order to end rice importation and gradually transform Liberia into a rice exporting country. 4. The establishment of polywork stations, substations in the 15 counties, equipped with yellow machines in order to build and maintain farm-to-market roads and highways. Additionally, we promise to fight drug abuse by paying DEA officers well, rehabilitating the victims of drug abuse, giving them skills, and severely punishing importers of drugs. In order to reduce the wide salary gap in government, we promise to reduce the salaries of the president and other high officials of government and increase the salaries of teachers, nurses, and other health workers, police and other law enforcement officers, as well as other civil servants. In order to create awareness among the Liberian people about the wide gap between the salaries of high-level and low-level public servants, which is salaries of all government officials and employees, we further promise to create jobs and expand the revenue base of the country by decentralizing the economy through corporate tax reduction for the establishment of factories away from Monrovia for every 50 miles out of Monrovia. These life-changing steps, amongst others, were explained to Liberians in 354 communities, 14 states in the United States, and to all Liberians through nearly all radio stations in Liberia and Liberian media platforms in and out of Liberia. We participated in all debates organized for the presidential candidates and their running mates. However, from the initial results announced by the National Elections Commission and reports that we have gathered from our poll watchers and other sources, our party is now one of the 2 parties that is likely to win. It is clear that the presidential election will be won by either the Unity Party or the CDC. While the reports on the legislative election are still scanty, we can safely say that on the presidential election have spoken, and we respect their decision. Therefore, we call upon all partisans of the Liberian People's Party and non-partisans of LPP who supported us to accept our decision and remain calm and peaceful. We call on all losers to accept the final result of the election when announced in the next few days by the National Elections Commission. No party, group, or individual should do anything to undermine the peace of Liberia. We sympathize with the families of those who lost their lives in the pre-election violence over the last few weeks and call on everyone to use the legal process instead of violence in order to seek redress for any complaint they may have about the election result. The broom is here forever because a better Liberia is only possible with the broom. I thank you.